Do what?
You had to say the one. You can't just.
I did. I whispered
let
it.
it float
They don't do
into
that
the
in like
ethos.
real life, though, do they?
The 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I think they just do 3, 2, and then they like point at you, right? Like when they're acting.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But I didn't point.
I would just start laughing because I can't.
And
Every
that's
time.
the intro.
There was the intro, Sam.
People be like, "What the fuck? Did they start this episode too early?"
Now, what's your intro?
You're stressing me out.
Well,
We gotta give it a few minutes here. Ready? Hey everybody, welcome back to Flipper Flicks, where what happens when you don't go to school. I'm Sam.
When you don't go to school.
Really, Sam?
Yeah.
We're what happens when you don't go to
That's
school.
cool.
See, I couldn't hit the notes that you guys could.
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
I can't even go. I don't think I could do that very well if I tried hard enough.
I was a bass baritone in high school.
I was a person that had vocal cords.
Didn't do.
Yeah, thank you. Me too.
You didn't do no chorus.
Negative ghostwriter.
Yeah, I was really cool, guys. In high school, I did some chorus.
Nice.
Just
And you
a little
sounded
bit.
like that when you sang?
No,
All nasally?
no.
Oh, okay.
But we're waiting on Social Media Man today.
I thought we were waiting on synopsis, but sure.
Whoa.
Social
What?
Media Man is Tim, and I am that man known as the Social Media Man.
And he wants the synopsis first.
I know.
Synopsis first, and I want it now! Because I didn't go to school or something. Yeah, so we do have social medias, if you're into that kind of thing. Instagram and Twitter, mostly. We do have a website, flipperflix.com, where you can...
Short and sweet.
What?
Short and sweet.
Yeah. He likes to.
You're
call it
ruining
that
his
every
vibe.
time.
He's like, what?
Kill
You
my
can
vibe,
give us
man.
recommendations and whatnot, and if you want to find us on Anchor. There we go. I found the word.
Or Anchor.
Spotify, Apple, other places. You can rate us on a few of them, like Apple, and we'd appreciate that because that'd be fun. Like us, love us, hate us, I don't know. And we post episodes every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or at least we attempt to. Sometimes there are issues.
Oh,
I'll let
that was a
Adam move it,
beautiful,
Segue?
a beautiful segue. As in, you may have noticed last week that you did not get a pick 3 result. And that would be because of a corrupted data file. And I can get into all the technical jargon if you'd like, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we had a pick 3. We're going to just put it back on the spinner.
Yes.
Episode 9 never happened.
That's so sad.
It is sad. 'Cause it was a great episode, but...
It was a great
fun.
one. And I'll
was a
just
fun one.
spoil it. We all said flip it on.
Yeah.
There
What was
you
it?
go.
The Disney...
Disney Holiday
Decorating
Spectacular.
Disney, or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
The
So there you
the
go.
Christmas
Go
one.
watch
It's
that.
good. It was fun. Yeah. A bunch of good information in there, but...
You don't get to hear why we tell you to flip it on.
Yeah, just
but you
do
can
it.
flip it on.
Go watch it.
Blind recommendation.
For reals. But this week, after The Last Starfighter, because it actually is, we got Near and Dear. So let's be real. I'm gonna be real with everybody. I put this category on for this movie.
How he does.
How I be sometimes. Sometimes I'm just like, I really want to watch a movie and make Tim watch it because Sam's seen this movie before because I forced her to watch it years ago.
Huh.
Anyways, so I chose The Thief and the Cobbler. Now, you might have also known it as Arabian Nights.
Uh-huh.
Or you might have known it as The Princess and the Cobbler. Just reasons. I don't have production company reasons under my belt, but
Sure.
yeah, let me just read the synopsis.
And he's not going to give you the long one.
Even though we tried to tell him.
We tried to tell him.
But it's the whole story.
It's okay. Next time.
Okay. A lonely princess and a poor cobbler fall in love while trying to retrieve 3 magical orbs. First off, it's balls.
There's
Yeah, it's
balls.
golden balls.
It is
It's
not
balls.
It is
3
balls.
golden balls
Yeah.
that
you
were
write
stolen
that.
by a bumbling thief, all while outwitting a powerful sorcerer as adventure and comedic pop culture references abound.
Are there pop culture references?
At the
I
time,
don't know if they're-
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe at the time. Well, yeah, so I can get to my expectations. I was expecting a trip because this is a movie that sometimes may or may not feel like you're on drugs because it has some what is Salvatore Dali?
Surrealism.
It has a bit of a surrealist.
Is he a surrealism?
Yeah.
Google that shit.
That's right. That's right. That's right. It's got like that surrealistic feel to it. It's with some of the artwork. And I remember that specifically because I loved that growing up because I thought it was so clever as a 8-year-old. But I did love this movie growing up. So I made Sam watch it. I don't know. For some weird reason, our video store had it at school. So we rented it. And I was like, this is amazing. And then I think the video store clerk liked it too.
Probably.
But
he was a nerd.
He was a nerd.
Nerd.
There's nothing wrong with that, though.
That's true.
Because I'm kind of a nerd. Anyways, but I was expecting to have a lot of fun. But yeah, how about you, Tim?
So I didn't think I'd ever seen this movie before. And I'm not sure that I ever have until now. But
yeah.
But I recognized like the cobbler and the thief. At first. So that's all that like came to mind. I was like, oh, I recognize those, and that was it.
And you're like, but why do I recognize?
Yeah, I was like, why does that look familiar? And I still can't figure it out. I don't know if it's from this movie or something else. But I knew it was near and dear for you, and I was like, sure, why not? It's probably gonna be fun, or I'm gonna hate it. There's not gonna be an in between. I don't think.
I know.
I really don't.
That's how these things work.
Yeah. So that's about it.
And how about you, Sam?
Well, I saw this in college when you forced it upon me. And I remember it being trippy, like MC Escher style, you know, how those never-ending staircase sort of things. I remember that. And then I remember the thief being hilarious, specifically the college kids line. I, like, remembered that line. I didn't remember when it was in the film, but I was like, dude, the thief's hilarious. He's going to say something about how dirty the room is in college kids. And Adam's like, what? And then he says it, and I was like, yes, that's the line. So, yeah, I was excited to see the thief with his running commentary because I remember him being funny. But, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice.
Yeah.
But, spoilers. So, real quick, we did watch this on Vudu. It's kind of hard to find. Because this movie, like I said, was under 3 different names. Even like when you go to Rotten Tomatoes, the URL says The Princess and the Cobbler. The title of it says The Thief and the Cobbler. But the movie poster says Arabian Knight.
They just wanted to cover all their bases.
That is true.
So that if you searched it under any of those names, you'd get to that
Yes.
page. That's what I think.
It was just funny because I'm like, what? But this movie was originally released as The Thief and the Cobbler. The only voice actor that was in it was Zigzag. His voice recordings are from, I want to say early 70s when he recorded it.
Okay.
Or late 60s. Oh, by the way, this movie took 28 or 29 years to produce.
These are Adam's favorite movies. They're like cursed for
they're
20 to 30
like,
years.
Yeah, they're like, I really want to make this movie. No, dog. 10 years later. I really want to make this movie. We're almost there. 10 years later. Hey, you want to make that movie? I guess.
It's kind of funny because they almost lined up to each other. Like, The Man Who Killed Don Quixote almost like started its production, like right when this ended.
There you go.
So like it was within like 5 years of each other starting. But
maybe you were a cursed director in a previous life, so you can really appreciate these films.
That's gotta be what it is. So the director, I'm already gonna say his name, is Richard Williams. He saw this as his life goal because he wanted to make the greatest animated film of all time.
Wow. High bar.
Yeah.
That is kind of a high bar because like we're talking 60s.
High.
So you've already got like Disney in the game.
Yeah.
You got like Looney Tunes in their thing.
Yeah.
And then he ends up working with Disney later, but yeah, so he releases this movie in 1993 as The Thief and the Cobbler.
Okay.
The Thief is silent. There's no voice in it. The Cobbler and Yum Yum have a different voice actors. And then I don't know what happens. Somebody else bought it. I don't remember the name of him. But that's like the least known version of it. The middle person. And then Miramax buys them and it's just like, we're going to bring Matthew Broderick in, Jennifer Beal, you guys, we're going to pull out all the 80s teenage pop stars, put them in this movie. It's going to be a hit. And then it wasn't.
Aww.
So, yeah. But what's weird is I know it is The Thief and the Cobbler, but the Miramax version is Arabian Nights. Okay. I got off my soapbox and we can get started.
I was wondering if we're already at the facts part.
Well, no. I just wanted
to say anything, Tim. He just skipped right to the facts.
I know.
You don't get to participate in this episode.
I just wanted to bring that up.
I guess I can tell you if I flip it on or not. I don't know.
No, so I guess it starts with, what, the thief?
No.
It starts in the orb. They tell the story of a shooting star, and you like make the joke of like, is the whole movie going to be in this little tiny circle?
Right. Oh, I did make that joke. I did make that joke.
Why?
But yeah, that was the witch talking that comes in later.
The witch.
I thought Matthew Broderick.
If it was
narrating.
Matthew Broderick, you're right. Yeah, he's like weirdly the narrator and Tack.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
But I think he does it in a way that it's his perspective, because I think he says I.
Yeah.
But maybe he didn't. I don't know.
He does.
Anywho, then the thief rolls up, and you're like, fuck yeah. At least I'm like, fuck yeah.
The thief is so great. He's just he makes all of these. I don't know how to describe it.
I'm trying to decide how funny it would be if he didn't have his running commentary. Or not like funny, but like
enjoyable.
The person that's always like, oh, why I saw the terrible version with the thief and his running commentary, and I'm like, but like if he was silent, I mean, he still gets like whopped on the head, right? And stuff like
still
that.
does goofy stuff, yeah.
Yeah. He's just not saying goofy things.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the thief. I know that people like the original version better, but I know the director's not even seen the Miramax version. He's never seen the Miramax version. I still love the Miramax version. It's the only version I know. People got it in like Fruit Loops boxes as a kid.
What?
I'm like, what the fuck?
You just got a free movie?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
In like 2002, like Kellogg's did like a deal.
That's the best Fruit Loops box ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
That's
crazy.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
You guys remember cereal where you got toys in it? That's not a thing anymore. I still buy kids cereal.
Yeah, sorry about that. So Tim, what did you think of the thief?
Yeah, Tim.
I mean, I'll go ahead and just skip forward and say that he was my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's so good.
I liked though how was it Tack?
Yeah.
I did like how he was like narrated. But like the thief was like speaking to himself out loud. It almost felt like, but then like Tack was like narrating and then would also talk.
Yeah,
it was very interesting. But yeah,
it was kind like as an adult coming back watching it, it's kind of different. Like because at the same time, the thief, I don't think his mouth moves ever.
No, you don't. See
it's
his
like
mouth
his
move.
inner monologue.
Yeah, it's his inner monologue. So it's like two characters are thinking. You're hearing their inner voice.
Yeah.
Well, the one is more set up like a narrator, though, and the other one is literally just his thoughts. Like,
yeah. Which are basically like fourth wall breaks.
Yeah, because he's like, Tack's like literally speaking to the audience, and the thief is just talking to himself.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Whoa, I only thought college kids looked like this.
Yeah. Nobody lives like this. It's a college kid.
All those like little things, like they were cracking me up. Like
I know, it's so good.
We were rolling the whole time because it was just like he would say shit like that and you just lose it. And I was like,
because it's like it's out of nowhere half the time too.
Yeah, and he exactly. He's like doing something, and then like the reference has nothing to actually do with the scene. It's just funny because like you can connect the two.
Yeah, like at one point he's trying to break into the castle and all these horses start running by. Whoa, these horses, when will they end? Well, that's a pretty horse. That's a pretty one.
He just like gets distracted. Or like when he's trying to roll into the castle and he's in that like barrel or whatever and he's like, I'm gonna make it, I made it, and then he like rolls back out and he's like, well, it could have been worse, and then he just like gets in the water. His just whole like running commentary of everything he's doing. Especially, like, the pole vault scene later on when he's, like...
He's talking about how he's going to be, like, the next Olympic star.
Yeah, he's, like, a sports commentator for himself.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, my God.
And he, like, goes through the window.
this definitely made me think like it's made for kids and adults because the commentary, kids are not going to catch on to it. But like all the weird styling and like the how the characters move and stuff, kids would be like all over that.
Yeah.
I felt like this was almost Tack is kind of like Jack Skellington to me.
Yeah, he looks a lot
like the way they move.
Super lanky and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also love how Tack just always is sewing people together.
Yeah.
Just sleep sewing. Who does that?
Yeah. And then like the tacks like make his smile, like when they make a V, or like when he's surprised, it's like the end of it.
Yeah.
Like in his mouth. So it's like almost kind of trippy when he like doesn't have tacks in his mouth later in the movie. You're like, wait, who is this person?
He also suddenly gets tan later.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He like turns into an actual person instead of like a puppet looking thing.
Yeah. Like, what is this?
I took it as like he was like stuck inside as an orphan.
Yeah, I did too.
He got washed.
Yeah.
That could be it. What did the thief say about the bathroom? Oh, is this what bubbles are? Is this what soap is?
Yeah,
I've never
like,
seen it
I remember
before.
reading about these. That's what that is?
That's
Like,
soap.
and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, a naked lady. Whatever. Wait, is that a golden back scratcher?
Right?
Yeah.
He's obsessed with gold. And balls. Golden balls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then he has the flies constantly circling him, and at one point he's like, when will these flies go?
Yeah, he does. He's like, when will these flies? So that's what okay, so I recognized the thief and the flies and then the cobbler, but that's it. Like, I can't
You don't remember
figure
the
it
rest
out.
of the movie.
And I swear that
Tim had a fever dream.
like, I swear I've seen the cobbler in something. Oh, it's coming. He reminds me of the movie, I think it's called 9.
Yeah.
He reminds me
I
of
would
those
say
two characters, but that's not, like, I don't think that, now I'm making the connection, that's probably where it's coming from, but I still recognize, like, the thief, so I don't know. Like,
Well,
maybe
I
the
would say
flies.
9 is, like, closer to the cobbler.
He is,
And then,
for sure.
but with the thieves' colors.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie. I don't know.
Okay.
It's good. I like that movie.
You know
I'm
what's
gonna
really
pick
funny is I have actually started that movie and I've always enjoyed it, but I always pick it right before I go to bed. And I
To
fall asleep.
What, 9?
That's rough.
And it's like only 80 minutes long.
Yeah, it's not long.
And I always crash. No, I don't know. I like movies like that and this clearly. But yeah, they have those like MC Eschers. Is that what you said?
Yeah, wasn't he the artist that did like the never ending stairs, like the trippy stairs?
Like in Labyrinth too?
Yeah, I think so.
No, yeah, like the crazy stair scenes. There'll be like a scene where the thief is running from the cobbler and they like just randomly go behind like it's just black and white lines. And you just like whoop can hide. It's trippy.
Yeah, or like zigzags going down the stairs and then he like disappears and you see him like a level under where like the cobbler is going up. Like I'll be honest, like I remember it being trippier when I first saw it versus this time. Like I didn't feel like it was that trippy. So Tim, I'm interested. Like, did you feel like the art style was kind of trippy at some parts?
Yeah.
Or were you just kind of like
Like,
I feel like it's the first time you watch through, you're like, what the hell?
No, for sure. And I was like, there's some interesting things that I'd like to do before turning this movie on.
Yeah.
Right?
And just to see my
Right, just at
perspective
least
of it,
one
'cause-
time.
Yeah, just at once. Because I was like, I don't know if it would be good or bad. in
Yeah.
the sense of like, would I enjoy it or would it just throw me off? Or
I
like,
think-
piss me off. I'm trying to watch it and I'm confused because the background they're walking and then they like walk through the and they just everything's flat but they're walking on elevations. And I'm
Yeah.
I know.
But
I can say, based on prior experiences, my eyes would be glued to it because that's what has happened in
Yeah.
prior experiences.
100%.
But yeah. Also, when he's trying to, the thief, he tries to steal the golden balls. He tries to become a plane at one point,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
And-
great.
and they use like the Chernobog music from Fantasia, and even does like the wing part, like the dun.
I was cracking up because I looked at Adam and I'm like, they did not just get that music like score for score.
Yeah.
But like they 100% did
Yeah.
just
It's
so
an
we could do that
orchestra.
scene.
That was
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
great.
And then like he turns into an airplane and he's like narrating it like a flight attendant. And I was just like, wait, but like you failed 20 times. Like how are you suddenly
But
now doing
he's
it
like
right?
actually flying.
Yeah.
Well, see, he persisted and it worked out.
Yeah, exactly.
But so Yum Yum, we haven't really talked about her because I mean she's actually a decent character, but I forgot she sang in this movie. But here's the kicker: I knew the words. I forgot she sang, but the words were in my head still.
You've seen it enough times.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
This was my El Dorado.
Gotcha.
Wait, Tim, what was your movie that you watched obsessively as a kid?
That's a good question. I want to say like
It's gonna be like Alien or something.
no, seriously, yeah. I only remember like horror movies. Like I would watch them all the time. Like not Deep Blue Sea. That's a good one. Deep Rising. That's the one I was thinking of. I watched that movie a lot. I love that movie. Alien. I watched a lot.
Did you watch kids movies as a kid?
Yeah, did you have a childhood, Tim?
I remember. Like,
Did you
when I
just
was
skip
at
to
daycare
horror?
and stuff? I would watch like Disney movies and everything. And we own a bunch of them on VHS. But I don't remember like putting them on myself all the time.
You're like, no.
And then once video games became a thing, it was like I was playing Sega Dreamcast like nonstop. So
Okay, I'm gonna just say I googled Deep Rising real quick.
yeah,
Tim, are you okay?
that movie's great.
I understand it and I believe you, but like
As a child.
as a child seeing this when you were 9,
I don't know when I saw it. It's just like if I'm trying to remember how far back, what movies I can remember.
that was
those are, like,
98.
what movies I like started obsessively watching.
Maybe
Yeah.
Tim didn't obsessively watch movies like us.
I mean, I
Just
do it
horror.
now, so I imagine it came from
You do.
somewhere.
That's
Although
true.
I watch them in the background a lot more now than so
Who knows?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can count cartoons, I guess, because I watched a lot of cartoons, like Power Rangers and shit, and Ninja Turtles.
Oh, Power Rangers. So
Nice.
good.
So
I think
And
I
when they
watched
met
that
up
when I
was
watched
amazing.
movies, but yeah, I don't know.
Gotcha.
That's what I got for you.
Yeah.
So if you're a kid out there, go watch Deep Rising.
If you're a 9-year-old child,
Report back to us.
I do not.
Oh
actually
my
listen to this.
gosh.
but with this movie, Zigzag, the villain, the sorcerer,
Yeah.
he has this ridiculously high tower, and I'm like, with shoes like his, I feel like he better have an elevator.
They don't make any sense. Why do they unroll like a party
Here's
like blower? It
here's
doesn't
what
make any
gets
sense.
it better is the part that he got pissed off that he got attacked in was part that unrolled.
Yeah, so it's
So
like
his
not
foot
his
rolls
foot.
up.
Ah! I thought it was just his shoe this whole time, but you're probably right. It is his foot that it's getting worse. Like I don't understand it. And then also like he always speaks in rhymes. And I loved when the thief later on says like, God, that would be exhausting.
I know. He just like calls him out on it.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think. Basically, in this story, the thief is like, I'm going to steal these balls. And he eventually does.
He does after lots of pole vaulting and slacklining.
Oh, yeah. I think I was in the circus in a past life.
And then his rules, it was like have monkey feet is rule number 1.
That's monkey. Yeah.
Rule number 2 is wear underwear, otherwise you'll draw a crowd.
Yeah, draw a
which
crowd.
Logically.
Yeah.
And then rule number 3 is run like hell.
Run like
So,
hell.
I mean, I think he covered it all. That's where you're talking about, Tim, where, like, it was clearly made for adults,
Yeah, it was
too.
Yeah.
Because,
adults,
like...
Dude, and at the beginning, the nurse who beat the shit out of him,
yeah.
she was considered the nursemaid.
Oh, yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
isn't that the grandma though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, grandma, whatever she is. Just beats the shit out of him. Like these big buff blue arms.
Yeah, I didn't
That
know
don't make
I
any
know,
sense.
I
that's
didn't
fucking
understand
great.
that.
She's like giant fucking arms. Fucking
Yeah, like-
hilarious.
Yeah, like he goes and tries to steal stuff right off the bat, and then nope. But yeah, Tack gets put into prison.
Mhm.
Yada yada
And
yada.
gets to watch the thief, like, pole vault, and he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's just watching the thief do his thing. Oh, and then when they're playing, what's the game? Polo. The polo
yes.
ball just follows the thief around the whole time.
Yeah, he's like, what a little white ball, and then he's like running around. He's like, it's a devil ball.
Yeah.
He goes underground. I'll be safe here.
Oh, look, a ball. Oh, ball!
It just gets launched.
Oh, man. Poor little fella.
I know. But Zigzag, being the villain, takes the golden balls and brings them to the One Eyes. Which,
Dun,
the
dun,
One Eyes?
Good job.
Thank you. I paused for him.
Pause
'cause I
for
was,
effect.
yeah, letting him get that in there. But the One Eyes looks like they just had an eye, like, clawed out. Like, they weren't Cyclopses.
I was expecting
Yeah.
Cyclopses, not just a dude missing an eye. But it makes more
Yeah.
sense.
They were
with the
all
witch.
missing eyes. Yeah.
I think he, like, kind of did that, you know?
Yeah.
That was your, what's it called? Initiation.
Yeah, you
I
lose
claw
an
your
eye.
eye out.
Yeah. We don't care about depth perception. We have enough. We have
Yeah,
enough
we're
troops.
fine without it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But Zigzag gets taken to the alligators.
Yeah, because he claims he can, like,
Mm-hmm.
tame
magic.
beasts or whatever.
Yeah, I felt like that was kind of a what's his name? Genghis Khan?
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of.
Well, Genghis Khan was fascinated by magic.
Right.
And it was just like kind of a joke, like this guy is kind of like Genghis Khan where he just takes over everything, doesn't give a shit about magic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the anti-Khan.
Yeah. There you go.
But yeah, he tames a bunch of alligators, promising them lots of food.
Yeah. And then that bites him in the butt later.
But
Except not real. I mean, it does. But
they
then,
straight up murdered Zigzag.
Yeah, except that his bird Fido does, like, the finishing blow. He, like,
Yeah.
chomps his head off.
Fido kills him.
Yeah, that was rough. Poor Zigzag.
Zigzag bad man. But we haven't even gotten to the brigands.
Oh, yeah.
We skipped the brigands. The guys that were put out to
Oh.
guard the city,
Yeah.
but they couldn't read when to come back, so they didn't know.
But they
when
They
could
to
did
come
read
back.
know.
the book of whatever.
Well, they kind of, like, read it. Yeah, they're like, caravan, caravan, charge!
Charge!
It's a very
They had
limited reading,
words.
I think.
They had like, it was really funny because it was in alphabetical order.
It
too.
was.
And they only had like 10 words that they knew how to read.
Yeah. But that was their whole book, and it was real thick.
I know.
1 word per page.
So this is actually really funny. What happened was the director got together a bunch of Irish guys and got them drunk. And he told them, hey guys, I'm going to record this whole time.
What?
And the whole fighting scenes are actual like people fighting in a bar.
What?
Yeah.
Now I want to, like, go back and rewatch it to
Yeah.
listen to what they do.
Yeah. So that's one of the few parts that wasn't removed, but like changed. It's in all 3 versions. Is the noises from the brigands.
Interesting.
I wonder if they're just, like, grunting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
But that's what happens when you don't go to school.
Yeah, way to bury the lead there. But, I mean, it was a catchy song.
It was. That was my favorite song from the movie.
I mean, yeah. Better than, what was that other one?
Don't
Is This
worry about
Love or something? I don't know what it's... I don't know.
It felt forced.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. Not Disney level.
No?
Mm-mm.
Did you guys notice Zigzag had like 4 henchmen that followed around him that also looked ridiculous?
Yeah.
I
Wait.
liked how they... What?
2? What?
Zigzag had some henchmen with him at all times. They also looked sultan-like.
The ones that were grabbing the balls? Yeah.
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 Careful, I'm pregnant.
Yeah. And then they came through the Scooby-Doo wall in the palace, which, like,
Yeah.
why do you have that?
First off, if you owned a palace, would you or would you not put a Scooby-Doo wall in it?
I mean, if I knew how to put a Scooby-Doo wall, I would have a Scooby-Doo wall.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just for the lulz.
Yeah. Just
I
for the-
still want one here.
Yeah, but, like, it still doesn't really serve a purpose. It's just for the lulz.
So my favorite thief scene is around here.
Okay.
So he's walking with all the chaos, and I think it's around this time, but he has like a little green necklace hanging out of his pocket,
Okay.
and he walks by like a wall, and so like his back half is on one side of like this pillar, and his front half is on the other side, and he turns and looks. I think he had just like taken it and he put it in his pocket, and he turns and looks, and he sees it in his own pocket. He goes, "Ooh," and he grabs it out of his own pocket. and he walks a little bit further, and he puts it back in his pocket, thinking he just stole it from someone.
What? I didn't see that.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I was rolling. I was like, wait a second.
You just re-stole it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's just
Oh my
silly shit like
God.
that. Ugh.
And at the end, he's like walking up the stairs that are falling.
Oh my God. That was hilarious. Where he's like, oh, okay, finally something easy. I'll be home by 8. And then the stairs start to fall apart. And he's like, maybe 9. And I'm like, I appreciate your optimism. Like, the whole staircase is gone. And you're like, it's only an extra hour. No big deal.
And he gets just shot around.
Yeah. He's just flying around. Man.
And he's still trying to steal him at the end of the movie.
Well, yeah.
They're 3 golden balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or mystical orbs.
What did he say? He had something that he could buy with each one of them. I don't remember what it was.
The first one would buy himself a beach house.
Okay.
That's all I remember.
Yeah, he had like 3 ridiculous things.
He said, first one would buy me a beach house, the second one would buy me everything to go with it, and then the third one was something like, I don't remember. It was just anything else he ever needed or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what I need for that.
To get the flies to go away.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. He, didn't
He
say
would need that for all the soap.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think like the last line of the movie, he talks about when will these damn flies go away?
Yeah, he does say that, like when he's like taking all the strips and shit.
Yeah.
The movie strips.
Oh,
Which I
the
thought was
words,
great.
the end?
Yeah.
That was
I'll
good.
just take this one and this
this
one
one,
and this one.
Ooh,
I
movie
just need
strip.
the E. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Classic. Classic.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Yeah, so I'm going to be honest. I was really bad about taking notes for this film. Because A, it's short. And B, I was clearly just dying from laughter because it's an old favorite for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have any more.
The only thing I wanted to talk about was how judgmental Yum Yum is.
Oh, she is.
She
judgmental.
like makes fun of Tack's name, and I'm like, bitch, your name is Yum
I
Yum.
was gonna say, her name's fucking weird.
Like, you can't judge other people when you have that name. And then I was also just confused that her dad is like constantly sleeping. Like, was he under a spell from Zigzag?
I think he was, kind of.
I think
Okay.
so. I think that was kind of a Lord of the Rings pool.
That's what I was just gonna say. Like, he's like, what's his face?
Theoden?
And I was thinking, of, what's the dude's name? Not Wormtail.
Wormtongue. Wormtongue.
I was like, Wormtail's
Grima
Harry
Wormtongue.
Potter. I just watched all the Harry Potters. Okay, that's what's fresh in my brain.
Ooh.
I know. Lord of the Rings is in a few days. That's coming up for their 20th anniversary.
Yeah, that's this year. It's wild.
It's wild and wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
West
But
Virginia.
anywho, did you have anything else that you wanted to chat about, Timothy?
Timothy.
Any favorite quotes? Or did we already cover them?
Yeah, I got a few. Hold on.
Just get the entire script of The Thief.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much. I just really like when he's talking about the horses and he's going through the gate and he goes through and he's like, made it! How he like says made it is
Yeah.
fucking great. And then he rolls backwards.
Rolls back out.
And then,
It's like-
I don't know, it's just fucking great. And then Devil Ball. I don't know why, he's just like, oh, Devil Ball. It's just fucking good.
Yeah, like when he says made it, it just sounds like he actually made it. It
Yeah.
doesn't sound like he's like delivering a line. It's like the actor actually made it.
Yeah.
Like every time I'm playing a game, fuck, made it! Yes! Oh, shit.
Yeah. And then he climbs up through the tube.
Oh, this tube.
And he's like, they don't make palace sewers like they used to or whatever. It's like, because they were all falling
His like
off.
mom's in there too.
Yeah, and she like beats him or something over never coming back home.
Coming
It's
and
like,
visiting.
oh my. This is a mess.
It was. But I guess, Tim, you good to go to the cast?
Yeah.
All right, so the Cobbler, Tack, was played by Matthew Broderick.
Shooketh.
I know, he was in Ferris Bueller.
I literally was like, is that Ferris Bueller when I started watching it? I was like,
Yeah.
Yes!
It is. And then he's in The Producers and War Games.
And he's Simba.
Is he?
Yes.
And like the new
Sure.
Simba?
No, like he's the old
Original?
Simba.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Come on, guys.
I
oh
only
my
seen
god.
that movie like once.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
You weren't a Lion King fan?
I mean, I like it.
Which is funny because Aladdin was my favorite Disney film.
Oh, I
And
know
these
that. I thought I was watching another version of Aladdin at first.
I was gonna say they definitely
Yeah.
throw shade at Aladdin in this
Yeah.
movie.
This movie came out before Aladdin.
I know, but they throw shade at it. So
Yeah,
like,
because-
was Aladdin a well-known story that Disney just
Well, it's
picked
the
up?
Arabian Knight story.
But is Aladdin?
Yeah, Aladdin is
character?
a very old story.
Oh,
Just like all Disney films.
yeah, that's what I figured. They just like remade it.
But The Thief,
Yes.
guys, I know you've been like,
Was it Bryan Cranston?
it was Jonathan Winters. You were very close.
Oh, it sounded like Bryan Cranston.
He is Papa Smurf.
What?
And when I say he was Papa Smurf, he's been Papa Smurf since the beginning.
The
Huh.
OG Papa Smurf.
He's the OG Papa Smurf,
The
and
only
he's in the
Papa
new
Smurf.
movies.
The one, the only Papa Smurf.
And then he's also in It's a Mad, 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 Mad World and Frosty Returns.
Frosty Returns. Nice.
He's the narrator in
Gotta
that.
slide that in there.
I know. Yum Yum is played by Jennifer Beals. She's
Jessica
in Flash.
Biel? Or Jennifer Beals.
Jennifer.
Oh, I don't know who that person is.
She's in Flashdance. You know
Okay.
the movie where she pours the
Pours the
water
water,
down? Yeah,
yeah.
that movie.
She's the main character?
Mm-hmm. She's also in the Book of Eli and the L Word.
Okay.
Zigzag is played by Vincent Price. He's also in movie as Ratigan. He's Ratigan in
Yeah.
The Great Mouse Detective. He is in The House on Haunted Hill. Seems like a Tim movie
It does.
from the 70s or something.
Yeah.
And then he's the narrator, another narrator, in Tiny Toon Adventures. Now, this is kind of the confusing one. So it's the nurse/witch. It's played by Toni Collette. She's in The Sixth Sense. She's in Knives Out. She's like the
Oh.
blonde chick.
Yeah.
And then she's in The Way, Way Back.
She's in a lot of things.
Yeah, but it seems such like a weird character to be like randomly in this movie.
Yeah, I don't know. She was popular back in the day, and she's like had a resurgence, like Laura Dern.
Yeah, the Dernissance.
Sorry, I dropped a pen.
Yeah, I'm leaving that in too. Now the director is Richard Williams. He also directed the 1971 Christmas Carol,
Nice.
but he is better known as being an animator. I think he might have been lead animator on Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
What? We've talked about how creepy some of that movie is,
Yeah,
but it's still a classic.
I know. So he's been in the animation department for quite some time.
Yeah, because that movie's old.
That
Isn't
one's
it?
from the 80s, but
I mean, I know it's not that old, but it's not young.
yeah. Tim, you've seen that one, right?
Which one?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, like once or twice.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like I don't know what episode this was,
But we
but
had
we
you watch
talked
the shoe
about
scene.
the shoe and the two dying and all that.
Yeah.
But like I said at the beginning of this movie, Richard Williams wanted this to be the greatest movie of all time, but eventually he considered it his reason for living. Like he
Interesting.
wanted to get it done.
Ah.
Like he fired hundreds of associates apparently.
Oh my god!
There was a guy that was known to have just like walked into the art department and he had been there since like 5 a.m. and it was like starting time and he's like, "You're fired." I don't know what happened. People were like, "Yeah, he was a little crazy about that," but
Oh my god!
yeah. So a little crazy, and the work-life balance was probably not great for him.
Yeah. Isn't there a documentary on Etsy?
Yeah, so there was a documentary that was about this film because both of my 28, 29-year-old films got documentaries about why they took so long
Yeah.
and got submitted to like festivals. So the only way to see that movie is via Etsy.
Which doesn't make any sense.
I don't get it. It's like, hold on, I'll find out the name. But before I find it out, the critics gave this film a 50%. The audience, though, gave it a whopping 74%. And IMDb with a 7.2 out of 10. And Google with a 90%.
Whoa.
So, yeah. Did I say 92 or 90?
90.
90,
No,
yeah, that's what it
9,000.
is. It's over 9,000. Okay, I don't feel like trying to find it on my phone, but yeah, there's a documentary out there. Kind of crazy.
But you can't ever watch it. So
Unless you buy it on Etsy. It's in stock for Christmas.
On VHS.
Yeah. Okay, so Timothy, would you flip this on?
Yes, I would. This was a fun movie, and I definitely want
Nice.
to watch it again. In a
I
different
bought it
state
so
of
we can
mind.
watch it. I bought it so we can watch it whenever you want.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed this movie, and I do think it's for adults and kids, and I think it holds up now. I mean, I was laughing my ass off, so I think
It's weird that to think like, yeah, kids movie, hilarious.
right. I mean, I feel like you could literally just put this on, and kids would enjoy it, and then adults
You would enjoy it.
enjoy it. Like, it's not just something, I don't know. Good family movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sam?
I'm gonna try not to ramble and just say, yeah, I really like this movie. It was really good on a second watch, and the thief is the best character. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Flip it on for the thief.
Flip it on for yeah.
And the art style.
The art's
And the
yeah, I'm obviously gonna flip it on. It was a little concerning back in like 2011 when I got Sam to watch it.
You were like, oh my god, is she gonna hate it? And then we're gonna have to break up over it because
Yeah,
it's my favorite
more
movie.
or less, yeah. Kind of how I had to feel. But it ended up being good. Still is good. I own the VHS somewhere. It's probably buried at my parents' house.
Nan, where is it? She doesn't listen.
She does not
She
listen.
Won't know.
She won't. But moving on to next week, Sam's going to get like the one AI suggestions, and it's going to be a pain in the butt to figure it out.
Yeah,
But it's going to
probably.
happen. So I'm going to spin it real quick.
Spin it to win it.
Let's see what we get this week. Oh, it's no AI suggestions. Oh, Sam gets branching out.
Ooh.
So she's going to have to branch out from her normal self. But yeah, my hit made noise.
Oh, so I didn't need to do that. Yeah.
But yeah.
Ugh.
3 flips is on. Go
Three
see
flip
it.
it on. Go find it. Good luck.
Yeah.
We watched it on Vudu.
Voodoo.
I bought it, and you apparently can't watch if you share it with a friend. You may not watch it at the exact same moment.
Yeah, don't let us know.
Pro tip.
We don't know how that happened or like anything. So.
But like that's what we read on the internet.
Yeah, we're totally professionals, and we already do that.
And on that note,
Go to school, because this is what happens if you don't go to school.
exactly.